Welcome to Expense Tracking for Employees. Expense tracking is the process of employees accessing the Employee Self Service Kiosk in order to create and electronically submit expense reports for reimbursement. Once an employee has accessed the kiosk, they will click on the Expense Tracking tab. This will take them to the My Expense Report page, where they can enter their reimbursement request. To begin, they will click on Add. Then they will enter the start and end date for the time period the reimbursement is for. They will also add a description for the reimbursement they are seeking. Once completed, they will click on Save. The reimbursement will then update the page, and additional details will be required to be entered at the bottom of the page. They will enter the date of the expense, choose any expense code, and choose a job code if applicable. They will then enter a description of the expense, the miles if applicable, the account if applicable, and the amount. This will automatically populate for mileage based on the expense code setup. Once everything has been entered, they will click on the Save button. If no documents or receipts will need to be added, they will click on the Save button when completed. Each entry, once saved, will allow an employee to upload documentation or receipts as backup for the reimbursement. By clicking on the plus icon, a window will pop up. They will enter a description, then click on Choose File to upload a receipt. Once completed, they will click on Save. On the next screen, they will need to click on the Save button again. Confirmation of the document having been added will reveal a magnifying glass icon to the right of the plus icon. After all documents and receipts have been added, they will click on Save. More than one receipt can be added, where the ones that have already been uploaded will reflect on the pop-up window showing the description and the document name. Once a reimbursement request is complete, the employee will click on Submit. A window will pop up asking them if they wish to submit their expense report. If they're ready to submit it, they can click on OK. If something is missing or incomplete for this request, a warning or error message will appear at the top of the screen. If everything has been filled out correctly, the request will follow the approval steps defined by the kiosk administrator for the company. No changes can be made to a request once it has been submitted unless it has been rejected by an administrator. The reimbursement request will be saved on the Employees Changes tab with a status of pending until it has been approved. Once a reimbursement request has been approved or declined, the request will also show up on the Employees My Approved Changes subtab. If a reimbursement request has been declined or rejected, the employee will then need to submit a new request for approval. Thank you for using PayNet's Employee Self Service Kiosk for your expense tracking needs.